Hello, everyone, and happy day to you. It is April 26th, and the NFL draft experience is going down in downtown. It's blocked off so you can walk down there. As long as you fill your belly before you leave, you should be able to have a rewarding experience. There are 300 bathroom porta-johns there if you need to use the restroom. It is very safe feeling. There's lots of policemen out there just to make sure that you are feeling safe. They catch the people that jump the fence, so don't be the fence jumper, as well as if you do, they do arrest the people, so they are keeping it safe. They make sure you go through a zone so that you get out the NFL Pass Day app and you scan it through so they know exactly who went through there. And then once you go through there, it is a safe space, and you know you have to cross over like a metal detector and things like that. So you are safe. You feel rewarded. You feel happy as you're going through. You get to do lots of fun, free things like race against a famous sports star and see if you're as fast as them up there by Campus Marshes. I do want to share where that is at. Somebody just asked me, so I will start with that. You get to see lots of cool art, like I said. So I go to NFL, and anytime you have a question, just Google it. NFL draft experience. All right. Where is it? So, and it says Detroit, because that is where it is. So where exactly in Detroit do you need to go? So I will just say you could do a search on Campus Marshes. Campus Marshes. That's like the main place, and then you have to walk to get there. And so you see, you can find that NFL map, and I will show you if they let me see it. I'm not seeing it, but yes, just Google and hopefully it will share you with. There's the map. Okay, so it shows you all these streets around. You can click on it and get see if you go on a map and like maybe type in the directions on how to get there. And then that, and as I said, I went to Corktown. I parked in a normal parking spot and I walked a mile. So again, there is where it is at, and Campus Marshes is like your ultimate destination, and it'll show you how to get to Hart Plaza, which is where the experience is as well. So Miss Kay wanted you to make a sign. Okay, so I said the first thing I want you to do to welcome all these 500,000 people into the area of Detroit is click on the Word document like I just did, going to the window, scrolling all the way down, finding the word Word, then clicking blank document. Once you do that, find a letter type that you like, make it, click on it, and you can make it even bigger. I'm just going to go with 100. And then I'm going to type out what I'm trying to say. My sign says, welcome to Detroit. You could also do welcome to the D. And you see every little mini artwork is the letter. Okay. I don't suggest you change the letter style because then it is harder to read if you do a whole bunch of different kinds. It unifies it if you keep that same letter style. Like these are all called Bodani MT Black. But if you like the cursive, you could do cursive. If you like the Old English, you could do, there's the Old English D. There you see, you could try that. But you just want to fill up your paper. So now I'm going to go ahead and pretend you're looking at that screen, which you will have up on your screen. I'm going back to my meeting. There it is. And I'm going to start out, and you don't need, but I have out mini stampers, and I'll show you that printmaking. I did take a print of my own finger with the marker, And this is the easiest way to do printmaking. What's printmaking, Miss Kay? Well, just like there's drawing with a pencil, there's painting with paint, there's clay. When you make clay, another way that you can create art is printmaking. It is very hard. It was probably the hardest class I had in college because you have to make so many prints. And so we'll get to that there in a second. But let's just get this party started. Let's get your sign made. Hopefully you can put it up before Saturday. What's happening in 2024, the NFL Draft Day is in Detroit. And we are making a sign to welcome all those visitors so they feel happy to be here. And the first thing I said to do to make this beautiful sign is to have some invisible lines. So what I did first, I folded my paper hamburger way, boom, grab the bottom and fold it up to the top again. Well, it's not, that does look hot dog way, doesn't it? But I just fold it in half twice. So when I undo it, I have 3 stripes, 4 little sections. I have 4 quadrants. Okay, there's 4 quadrants again. So the first thing I want to do is I'm looking at my font that I like, and I just have to fit the whole world welcome as big as I can at the top. And so the first thing I did was very neatly, very lightly, just make the words just like you normally would with your normal pencil, trying to fit it in. And so sometimes you might need to make it tall and skinny to make them work, like I'm doing right here. Try to make each, like the E's and the C's, look alike, so try to make them look alike. Like a C is part of an O, so try to make them just like almost the same shape there, except make them more like the letter that it is. And then just finish up trying to fill it in. Now notice I have a pinky of space in between each one, and that is so I can make those letters thicker. And so I'm going to go ahead in the middle, find the middle, and to the left I'm going to make a T. And my font style that I picked has a little candy cane shape at the bottom of my T, and then an O. And then at the bottom, I'm going to write Detroit. So pinky to the left, using up all of the space. Don't write a little D here. Fill up that space from the top line to the bottom of the paper. Because if you make something too tiny, people won't be able to read it. I don't want your message to go unheard. So you want to definitely be heard on your artwork. So I'm spelling out Detroit, and I am writing it as big as I can to fit across. And if you have a little left over like I do, you could just put an exclamation point. All right, now we are going to next make the letter style really cool looking. And so it asks us to add a lot of thickness to the letter. So I just made, see this line right here? I just went beside it and made that double line that I'll be able to color in. All right, and then I'm going to skip and do another one right here. And so let me show you also, before I go any farther, I also need to show you this letter has sans serif, or no, serifs. It has these little rectangles at the bottom. It has feet, and sometimes it even has feet at the top. And what I mean by feet, all I mean is there's little minus at the top and the bottom of the L, of the W, all right, at the M. And so just follow me and pause it when you need to. The hardest part is some kids think that every letter need a little minus, but obviously the rounded letters don't need them. All right, I'm going to keep on going, and the next one that needs it, I'm going to make a minus at the top and the bottom of the D. All right, and then the T and then the I, and that's all right. So I've just added the serifs for that, serif. Now I'm going to thicken these letters up and make them so they look super cool. And I hope you're proud of what you do today. I am coloring in with the darkest absolute possible color I can color on a white piece of paper, and that's black. And look at how that stands out against anything else. Squint your eyes and you can definitely see that dark black outline. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do it again. All right. And then I'm just going to finish up. I'm going to do a little thin. I'm going to invent my own. This was originally in the letter font that I chose supposed to be really thin like that. But Ms. K needs to make sure that the people can see it from my window to their car. So I'm going to thicken even that font up and make it my own font, F-O-N-T font. All right, every letter has an art, is a mini artwork. Okay, so there's my E, just plain and simple. The other thing to do besides making 11s on the different letters with this style is making crescent moons. So notice how I just made a little extra C there, which is like a crescent moon. I'm going to color in my crescent moon. And the other extra thing and here is a half a crescent moon, and color that in. And you could thicken that up. Notice it almost looks like you could sit there. And so not this project, but you could like have fun with these and make it so it looks like there's a little person sitting on that E. But this is not one of those projects. We want to keep it nice and clean so that we can see it from far away. I'm going to add a little circle because I have to add it for the C, and I think it's a nice little ending of the letter. And so you, like I said, you can design your own kind of lettering. I do notice that I'm in a different room and I am markering up the table, so I'm going to put a paper underneath, so I strongly encourage you to do that if you are using a Sharpie too. All right, and then I go just over what I just made, making it a tiny little rectangle. All right, now I'm going to do the C. Here I go, making the C shape again. Go over what you already did, color that in. Take your time. Remember, friends, I'm 52. It wasn't always this easy to do, so don't stress. All right, so I just drew two little circles for the top and the bottom of my letter C, and I really like that. Again, here's another moon shape, crescent moon. I'm going to make this O bigger, easy peasy. There's my crescent moon, and I'm going to do a reflection of that crescent moon and color it in. So I have a super cool looking O. All right, next, the number 11. Number 11. And even in the middle, number 11. All right, color those in. They look like little rectangles. All right, I am just going to, after I color it in, just go over it to thicken it up a little bit. Make sure my little rectangle feet at the bottom are big enough, and you can just extend those if you need to. Again, I need to repeat my E. Now you might want to make it exactly like this, but let's say you just don't have enough room. Then just make a slightly smaller crescent moon to fit it in there if you can't erase it and re-put it in there. All right, we just want to make sure that it is dark enough to be seen. I'm adding the, like pencil eraser size circles at the ends of my E's and my C's. All right, my T's are a different story. Watch this. I just make a normal T. Then I'm going to make the number 11 right next to it. Okay, go over it a couple times if you need to. The top is going to look like a J. See that little J I put there? I'm going to color it all in to get to the bottom. And then if you need to, let's say I made that T too big, all right, and I hardly have any leftover of this cross that you do when you make the letter T. So you just make another one like that. And then you just add to it. And so there's the top of my T. You're not done, Miss K. You're right. So on the left side of my T, I'm going to make it smile and smile again right above it. And then we have this beautiful letter T right there. Okay, again, here we go. Moon or C, backwards C. Now, if you get it like this where it looks like it's like an M or something squished, just straighten it out. Make it straight. Minus, minus, and then color it in. Oh, as we speak, friends, I know Barry Sanders is coming. I'm so bummed. I want to go. I hope you guys can get there. Barry Sanders is going to be there tomorrow to sign autographs, and he does it for free, doesn't charge anything, and you can keep it forever. Barry Sanders was I think, the best football player that ever lived, and he worked for Detroit Lions. All right, so I'm going to make my D. Okay, and then you just want to go and make it a little bit thicker. And I'm going to go on the inside and make it a little bit thicker. And then just color it in. Now sometimes, like I said, with this E, we could have made it 3D, but it gets harder to read, and we just want a nice bold letter. So bam, a D. Again, here's our E. Again, if you run out of space, just don't touch the D. Maybe make it on the inside instead. All right, that worked. I am amazing at fixing letters that when I spell things wrong, I can just turn it into what I need it to, so I don't have to throw out whatever my paper is. All right, the T. Here's my example. Make my T. Make a number 11. J up here. Make the cross equal on both sides. Make the little smile. Make the other little smile. Color it in. And maybe thicken it up. I want to definitely make sure I'm not making this video too long, so I'm going to try to speed this up. All right, thicken it up. And you can make it as thick as you want. All right. Make it thick. He needs a little foot here. The O. The other O. The other side of the O, not the other O. That's my last O. Color that in. Don't leave any white spots. Make sure you're using a black marker or black crayon or a black colored pencil. Colored pencil is going to really hurt your hands, so I strongly urge you to use a black marker. And then the T, double, color it in, do the cross. I would thicken that up, but for safety of times, I've already shown you how. Do the exclamation point. All right, so the next step was the cool thing I taught you. All right, so this stands out. Contrast, C-O-N-T-R-A-S-T. You can definitely see it stands out. I should make that T a little thicker. The D is wonderful. It'll be able to be seen from far away. I made the letters big enough on my paper, so I used up the space creatively. Remember, space in an element of art. The printmaking. So this marker has a little heart on it, and you can just make a picture frame, which means I just make a box around the very edge. Miss K, I don't have one. Well, then just use your marker and make a dot. Okay? And Miss K, you really should take your time. You're right, I should. And so if you do have these things, that's about how much time. You just roll the print. Okay? And again, friends, I hope that we are going to have time to do a printmaking project But if not, just taking the act of taking your finger with a marker, that is a print, okay? And you make many prints of the same thing. You could take a styrofoam board, your mom gets some meat, it's on the styrofoam, you wash it off, you carve a flower into that styrofoam. After you carve a flower into the styrofoam, you run marker on it or paint on it, and then you would put a piece of paper on that wet styrofoam that has the paint on it, peel it off, and you can do just like I said with your fingerprint. You can make many sheets of paper prints, and that is printmaking. Like drawing, like painting, it's just another way to make art called printmaking. Google printmaking if you want to. printmaking. All right, so Miss Kay, what's that other cool thing we learned? We learned how to make a mirror image easily so that we don't have to draw, because once, it's really easy to draw the first thing sometimes, or maybe it's hard. So I said we should draw a football because it is the football that is making people come here to our city. And so notice that is like a big frown line. And then I make a big smile line. And if you notice and you're like, no, Miss Kay, that's not thick enough, that's not what a real football looks like, just redraw that again until you feel like you've got it. And then that curved line could be where the stitches stitch together. And so draw that little oval and then draw the frowny curved line to represent the little stitches. And then you want to notice I didn't use a marker because this is the most important information. The second information, if somebody comes closer, they can clearly see what you drew lighter. All right, because you don't want things fighting so somebody looks at this and just sees a mess. All right, Miss Kay, what are you doing? I am showing you how to make this shape exactly the mirror image on the other side. So you pick up the right side of your paper and then you go ahead and fold it in half. And if you can't see it, you can hold it up to the, hold on. You hold it up and you can see through on a window. And I can't get to a window, so I'm just lightly tracing. Miss Kay, why are you drawing on the back of your paper with a marker? You told us not to use a marker. And I'm doing it very lightly so I don't ruin my computer. All right. And I'm just going over those stitches again. And again, it's not the best, but it tells me approximately where it is. And then I open it back up, and there I have, as long as I folded it correctly, I have a mirror image. And once I do that, I'm able to color in with colored pencil. I'm going to push down hard on one side, and that shows value, V-A-L-U-E. And value is when you shade it really dark, like the sunshine is coming in from this side, and so it's lighter on this side. Notice the way I'm coloring to make a 3D shape, you should make it the direction of the form that you're making. So notice I keep making frowns, just like the shape of the football. All right. And then I'm going to push down a little harder here on the edges, just a little bit. And then, I hope you can't see that. There's something going on my screen. And then you just do the same thing on the other side. All right. And whatever you do here on the top, you should do down here. Although, you could say, well, the light is shining this way. This should be light here and here, and then it should be dark there and there. As long as you can logically say what you did, I'm good with it. All right, so I am going to thicken that up a little bit. This isn't as good as my other footballs, but like I said, I already shared with you once, and I'm just trying to make that form, that 3D shape of that football. And I'm going to make this really, really light. and then I'm going to go down, I'm going to push harder. All right, so it's like super dark on the edge, and then medium, and then I'm blending it in just so you really can't see my coloring lines and things like that. All right, and just push down really hard. It really looks good if you push down really hard, but then, ooh, my hand hurts. All right, so that is the Detroit sign, Welcome to Detroit, where you're welcoming in people on 2024 NFL Draft Day. Maybe if you do get to go there, draw little memories, and I hope that you are excited about this. I hope I've encourage you to go try this, because like I said, this is once in a lifetime. It doesn't cost any money as long as you're willing to walk, and I hope you are able to do it. I also hope you're able to get done with a poster. Let's say you don't have those supplies, sorry about that. You could just make it on Word. So you could go to Word, you could make it bigger. You could find that, let's say you want to write in cursive, welcome to Detroit. It didn't work. I can't even see because there's something in the way. But you could make it bigger. Insert picture and stock image. And the stock image, oh, it already knows I'm looking for a football player. That's weird. Okay, and just write football, not football, football. All right, and football is, I want to find the whole football. That is good. See that texture there? You could put your football over a patterned surface to create like the shape of a football. I wanted just a nice clear image of a football, and I'm not finding one. So maybe an icon. Ooh, look at that. See that? All right, so maybe you could just use that, and then I don't know if you can color it in like Paint 3D, but I'm good if you can just find the icon of the football, move it to the middle, although I don't know why it's not letting me grab it. So maybe you'll have to adjust. Maybe you'll just make 2 of them. And oh, that could be the border. You could just make a border with Welcome to Detroit. So friends, whenever you run into a problem, a roadblock, just remember all the things that we were talking about and try to do your best. And I'm fine if, like, I'm not able to make those bigger footballs, but I am able to keep hitting paste, Control V, Control V, and then just, and then if you mess up, click the back button, and then you'll have a row at the top, and then just go ahead and once you get to the bottom, write Welcome to Detroit, and you should be able to do this. Everyone has Word, and then find something, a cool font. Now, even though this is a cool font, it isn't very thick. So, and if you're doing this one, why not just go to the Old English one, because that is super cool, isn't it? And then we're just going to make this 100. So you click on the number, and boom, boom, it's bigger. Now, if you have a printer, you can print it out and put it in your window. You can make it fill up the space. Just keep playing with it to see. And then at the bottom, all right, look at this. We'll just cover over this, hit Control C, click at the end of Detroit, hit Enter. Well, bam! And I would just turn this in. I would hit File, Save As, and just type what it says. Welcome to Detroit poster NFL, or just welcome to Detroit. And then click save. It's going to save to the OneDrive. You want to save it to your OneDrive if you want to see it next year. If you don't care to see it next year, you don't have to. I hope you have fun, friends. I am begging you, please. I don't think you can see me. Hold on. There I am. Please try to walk down to Detroit. Get someone down to go downtown to downtown Detroit and check out the amazing free stuff. All right. Thank you, friends. Love you. See you later, alligator. Bye-bye. Thank you. And